Have you ever worried about what people might think if you take a break from alcohol? Have you thought of maybe it might impact your business? Way back in 2013, I was an oil broker in London, and that's the kind of job synonymous with drinking culture. In fact, I'd go as far to say as we were pretty much paid to take people out and get them drunk. And the more we did that, the more successful I became. And I was a very successful oil broker. It was a great life living in London, going to fine restaurants, going out to awesome clubs. I could get groups of people into clubs last minute, no problem. They go, "Hey, Rory, nice to see you tonight," because they knew I was coming in and I knew I was bringing in my credit card. Along the way, there was some warning signs. I could see maybe some of the older brokers not looking too healthy, and some of them who are absolutely functioning alcoholism. And these are people who are drinking huge amounts on many days of the week. And I was never like that, so I never really thought I had a problem. People didn't tell me I had a problem. I was just really sociable, and it was part of my job. But in the back of my mind, I started to feel that alcohol was causing me more trouble than I realized. And it was kind of niggling at me. Although the whole of society normalized it. Everyone said there's nothing wrong with you. I remember going and saying, I spoke to the doctor about how much I'm drinking, and he was really concerned. And a colleague said, "Why would you ever tell the truth to the doctor?" And I think our society is a bit like that, right? Why tell the truth of this amazing thing that we get to do? Don't tell everyone how much you're drinking. Don't be truthful about it. And I think a lot of us are drinking a lot more than actually we want to be honest about. In 2013, I got introduced to this thing called Headspace, and I started meditating. And funnily enough, that meditation helped me see a bit more truth about my drinking. Meditation is very powerful. It builds a gap between stimulus and response, and it helps you see the truth behind your habits. And so I started to unpick some of these things. Well, you have suffered from IBS for quite some time now, and I'd been seeing a doctor about it and trying to sort it out. I knew I had these niggling health issues like a little bit too much weight. I was anxious. In fact, I'd go as far to say that I was often depressed. I remember one day going into work crying, and I just thought that was the job or the pressure or the way things were. I didn't really put it down to the alcohol because it was so much fun. So when I started to realize that alcohol was causing me more trouble than I realized, I approached my boss and I said, "Look, I'm thinking about taking a break from alcohol." Do you know what he said? He said, "You're committing commercial suicide." Wow. That's peer pressure. And of course, I'd built up a very successful desk, doing multiple millions a year. I had a team of guys around me. I had reached to the pinnacle of my career, and here I was thinking about throwing it all away. Well, I wasn't going to make that decision lightly. It wasn't something I was just going to quickly do. In fact, it took me 6 months thinking and ruminating, and eventually I plucked up the courage. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a break from alcohol. And I did 90 days, and that is when everything changed. I'm talking about the lights went on. Every area of my life improved. You know that film Limitless? When he takes that pill and he becomes like this superhero guy with incredible brain power and jumping off buildings, and that is what it was like. I found this new gear, this new level of energy, clarity, purpose. None of those things that I thought would happen, happened. In fact, it was the absolute opposite of that. The total opposite happened. I became a far better broker. I was remembering all the conversations I was having. I changed how I entertained with people. I did higher value things with people to build better, more solid relationships that they'd want to deal with me. I was the only broker in the market who wasn't hungover on a Friday. I would absolutely clean up in a year. A massive transformation. And my wife, well, we fell in love all over again. Then when you remove one side of an argument, there is no argument. My relationship with my children improved. I lost a load of weight. I got down to 10% body fat. I got fit. I ran a half marathon and smashed the time. And this is the most shocking thing. I know there are millions of people out there right now who are thinking that stopping drinking or taking a break from alcohol means this thing. It means they're going to be alienated from society. They're going to be bored. They're going to lose their edge. They're not going to be as successful at work. And that very thought, those thoughts are keeping them stuck. And it's an absolute lie. And so I've kind of made it my mission. I've made it my mission to try and help people understand that what they think about taking a break from alcohol is all wrong. And the truth is, it's just positives. What's on the other side for you is a happier, healthier, fitter version of yourself, a more productive, more aligned, climbing the right tree instead of the wrong tree. My story is far from unique. We've now helped over 100,000 people in 138 countries change their relationship with alcohol. And you know what there's one thing that almost every single one of those people has said, either in our communities, in our groups, where they say it again and again and again. Do you know what that is? I wish I'd done it sooner.